make them greens yet? Get up and get in that kitchen and get them greens made. Here come your collard green recipe. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Living Life with Leticia. So today it is Thanksgiving, and I know y'all have not finished cooking. And so if you haven't, here's my recipes for collard greens, my potato salad, as well as a good old peach cobbler. So stay tuned. Come on, y'all. I'm getting ready to cook some of these collards. I'll show you how I do it. First, I've got some salt joel, which is really not salty, but anyway, I'm gonna start that to boiling and get that in some water. But I'm gonna start with my collard greens. I do not cut, slice, or dice. I pull the leaves off of the stem because I do not like the stem. I throw those stems away. I'm sure there's probably some nutrients in there somewhere, but I like what I like. So I'm not cooking stems, I'm cooking greens. So this is what we're doing today. It is just simple. I wash my greens 3 or 4 times. I try to make sure there's no grit, grime, or nothing on it. I don't use any sort of baking soda or lemon juice or lime juice or anything like that. I get this from my grandmother, my nanny. She cooked on holidays, on Sundays, that we knew where we were going to be. We were going to be at her house eating some good old food, and the food never ran out. And so I know that if you're hungry and you want to show somebody that you know how to cook, watch these greens. Watch me what I do and see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just picking them off the stems. Then I'm gonna wash them about 3 or 4 times. I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing on them. And then I will start putting those in the pot because I want them to cook down along with the salt joel as well. Now, not only am I washing them, I'm also feeling to see if there's any stems left in those greens, which there always is. I'll do this about 3-4 times, like I said, and then I will be done with the washing of them. But I would like to make sure there's no stems left in there, nothing hard. I can just feel the greens, and if there is anything in there, I'll take it out. But let's go ahead and incorporate these greens into that pot of boiling water along with the salt joel. You know, Thanksgiving is a time for family. It really is. This year we are spending it alone, together, and we didn't plan this ahead of time. So anyway, everybody was supposed to come here, but they didn't. I think everybody's money was funny. But either way, as long as you have some kind of family around you, somebody to love on you, somebody to say happy Thanksgiving to, then I think this will be a great holiday. But don't spend it alone. Don't spend any holidays alone. I don't care if it's the 4th of July. Find something to do. Go outside. Talk to your neighbors. It's hard being alone. And if you are alone, it makes life more difficult because it's like nobody cares. And we feel that way when we do have somebody. So when you don't have anybody, or you're not hanging out with at least one other person, it's kind of hard for you. So grab a friend. Have a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is staying safe and well in this economy. I hope we're doing what we got to do and not letting these matters get to us, because we're going to make it. We will. I know we will. God knows that what's going on, so he'll protect us. But back to these greens. So come on. Now, they've cooked down at least an hour and a half. It's time for me to put some seasoning in there, and I'm going to use my normal seasoning, seasoned salt. I also have Mrs. Dash garlic powder. I'm going to throw some onions in there. I'm going to do just a little bit of a jalapeno and the juice. I'm not going to put the entire jalapeno in there. I can't stand it because my stomach. However, I like the little kick that it gives. We're going to let these cook down for another maybe hour and a half. I am putting water in there constantly. So they are cooking, but I'm adding water all along. And this is just about the finished look. Now on to the potato salad. I got this recipe from some girls at work. They had gone to a cooking class. And so shout out to Jill and Christy. So, and I put a little twist on mine. Of course, I always have to. Once I learn this recipe or these recipes, I do my own thing after that. So I cut up those potatoes. These are red potatoes. I boiled them about 45 minutes. I mash them up a little bit because I don't like a whole potato in my mouth if it's potato salad. So I kind of chop mine up. And once I chop them up, I put it in the freezer just because I want it to cool off. I don't want to make it hot. Once they have cooled, we're going to add in the Tonys, the Hellmann's, red onion, and the eggs. This is a delicious potato salad. You guys really need to try it. And it's quick. And so there's no huge prep time. It just real quick, real easy. So now I'm just incorporating everything together. And as I said, I don't like the big potatoes, so I'm just chopping those up as I see them. And I've already put everything inside except for the Hellmann's. I've tried another mayo, Kraft mayo, and it does not do the same. So I'm going to say use Hellmann's. Don't steer away from Hellmann's at all on this recipe. Use Hellmann's. And I'm not measuring, as you can tell, but I don't like a dry potato salad. So I'm going to put enough mayo in there to make it a little moisture since it's going to be sitting overnight. And as my friends say, I'm going to swoosh it and get that off the sides and get it in another bowl and put it in the refrigerator, and I think we'll be good to go on this. And I also like these little spatulas because you can get every bit of everything with these, as long as it can fit in the mouth of the jar. My taste tester is asleep right now, so I've got to go with my own taste buds, and mine are different. I like salt, but I'm going to taste it. Now comes the star. It is my famous peach cobbler. Come on, y'all. We ready to dig in? I know I am. All right, let's get going. First of all, I've got 2 cans of peaches. I have 2 sticks of butter. I have 2 rolls of crust, and I'm going to put everything in a pot. We'll put the butter in there. I'm not going to put both sticks in right now because this pot is kind of small. I will put in 1.5 cups of sugar, and we're going to let this come to a boil. I'm getting ready to do my crust, and so I just sprinkle a little bit of flour out. I've got my pre-made crust, and I used to buy Pillsbury, but now I realize that all crusts are pretty much the same. Now, you may have to roll it out a little bit more. I'm just stretching it as much as I can because I don't like thick dough. So I'll be stretching this out. I'll put this in that dish, and I'll be manipulating that just to get it to fit in there where it won't fall over, which is gonna fall over. My dough or my pie crust never stands up. So anyway, I've got it in the oven. My oven is preheated to 350, and we'll let that stay in there for about 15 minutes, almost until it's a little bit brown. I also added about a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we've got the crust out. My peaches are ready, and let's put it in the dish. I'm gonna also pour some of that juice over it because this is not a pie. This is a cobbler. So it's got juice, and it's got crust, and it's got sugar, and it's got cinnamon, nutmeg, and ooey gooey butter, and all the love that I can put in anything that I make. It's always gonna have a lot of love in there. Trust and believe that. All right, I'm ready for my top. And I do it like a lattice almost. I just kind of have the longer strips, of course, going one way and then shorter ones. I've got some extra liquid here. I'm gonna pour that on top. I'm not gonna, it's pretty much soaked, but I've got a little bit to savor for later, but I'm gonna put it in the oven, 350. I'm gonna let that crust get all bubbly and all crispy and everything, and that'll be our peach cobbler. That's our dessert for today. All right, I have shown you guys from start to finish how to make my collard greens that my nanny used to make, how to make potato salad that I stole from my coworkers. This is my peach cobbler. These are my greens, and y'all, I'm gonna tell you, they were still hot, but I could not wait to take a bite just to see. They're gonna need some more cooking, but hey, proof is in this pudding. You have it. So I wish every family out there a happy, happy holiday, and grab somebody and love on them and let them love on you. I love you guys. Deuces. Bye.